Hey, it's April with The Possible Diet. Today I am doing a recipe from my book, The Possible Diet. This is sort of like a low-carb blueberry Danish. This recipe came about because I used to go to the farmer's market on Sundays and I'd have to walk by this amazing bakery that had like the most gorgeous looking blueberry Danish ever, always for sale, sitting right in front of it. On the way from the parking lot to the farmer's market. And I had to come up with something that would satisfy my blueberry Danish craving so that I wouldn't actually buy the blueberry Danishes. So this is kind of like my blueberry Danish hack. I use a blueberry muffin mix. I like Lakanto. You can also use Miss Jones. And in the Possible Diet, I recommend making these in a muffin top pan. But depending on the pan you get, they can sometimes stick. So today I'm gonna just do this in a straight up muffin pan. And these are kind of like, if you've ever had like the black bottom chocolate cheesecake cupcakes, this is kind of what those are like, with just extra blueberries thrown in. So you just wanna make the muffin mix according to the package directions. This says 1/3 cup coconut oil, 2/3 cup water, 3 eggs. So I'm just gonna whisk this together. There's already some water in here now. The one thing that I do add to this recipe is extra blueberries, because most blueberry and muffin mixes, they just have dried blueberries, which are fine, but I find that fresh blueberries gives it like that little bit of oomph. Blueberries are a really good substitution if you want to make something that calls for raisins. Because raisins are a dried fruit, they are very concentrated in carbs. And you can sub blueberries. Actually, in terms of carbohydrates, even mini chocolate chips are better than dried fruit. Think about sweetened dried cranberries, how much sugar they have to add to those to make them taste sweet. Dr. G once told me, you might as well be putting Skittles on your salad. And things like candied pecans on salads, which are full of sugar. I like to substitute walnuts, plain walnuts or plain pecans or slivered almonds on top, and then fresh blueberries. So mix your mix. Go ahead and add those 3/4 of a cup of blueberries right on in. I'm preheating my oven right now, so it should be ready in 2 shakes. And then, because I'm like a lifetime baker, I have 2 sizes of muffin scoops. So I use a smaller muffin scoop for the cream cheese mixture, which is just 1 block of cream cheese. I use Neufchatel, which is like a lower fat cream cheese, 1 egg, and then 3 tablespoons of powdered erythritol for baking. And that's blended together just with like a mixer. So I like to go in and do a couple of scoops in each muffin tin. Make sure that you get some blueberries in each tin so you get that fresh fruit flavor. Whenever you see fresh blueberries on sale at the market, I always buy organic if I can. They're great to snack on. They're sort of like one of my Netflix and chill snacks. And the recipe says that it makes 12 muffins, but I find that it's like closer to like 9 or 10, depending on how generous I'm being with the scoops and how big I'm making the muffins. So just be aware of that. Oh, like clockwork, 10 muffins. I could have probably skimped and gotten more out of it. But what can I say? I like my blueberries. And these are about a little more than 2/3 full. And then You want to get sort of like a scoop and a half, like a generous heaping tablespoon of your cream cheese mix right on top. You're gonna have leftover cream cheese mix, and you can use this in Dat Keto Ladies peanut butter cheesecake cookie bars. I find that her recipe has a lot of the cream cheese layer, so I tend to make these two recipes on the same day at the same time, and that way I kind of have like my treats for the week all lined up. Don't try to use all of this mixture in your muffins because the muffin cups will overflow. Unless you really, really like cream cheese and you want to go nuts, feel free to go nuts. One thing you can also do, if you want to just get a little fancy, is put an extra blueberry on top of everything just so it looks pretty. And then bake these in the oven according to the package directions. I think these are like, 15 to 18 minutes. And I'll see you when they're done. Okay, so we have our muffins. Once they come out of the oven, it's a little tricky with these because you have to kind of look for them to be like toasty brown around the edges, if you can see the edges. The cream cheese part might not look 100% done, but it's kind of like cheesecake where it'll finish cooking like as it cools. You just want to make sure that you take them out when the outside edges start browning so that they don't burn. And I like the tinfoil muffin liners, especially with almond flour baked goods, because they just peel off a little bit easier than the paper liners. So even still, you get a little bit. So this is our muffin, and it's kind of like my substitute when I want a blueberry Danish. So totally blueberry, totally cream cheesy, and still low carb. So enjoy, and stay tuned. We're gonna have a lot more videos about low carb hacks for your favorite comfort foods. Thanks.